in the trees. Matumbaman's hiding on the high ground next to his top shrine. So Alliance, they've scoured. They're running around the jungle as 5 here, just trying to get some kind of information off the map about who's laning where. You don't really want to be fighting into this, putting this Spectre up against the Lifestealer. That doesn't sound very fun. So if they can get the right matchups on Alliance, I think they should be really happy here.
Yeah, and it looks like so far things are looking good for them. One thing I'd like to mention as well is that they can actually put the Lifestealer on this top lane for Liquid if they want to here. That is fine because they've got GH on the Enigma. He's going to be taking the Demonic Conversion, so he's basically going to be essentially dragging the creep aggro back to their side of the map up on the top lane. So the Lifestealer is still going to be getting decent amounts of farm and pretty safely at that too. He's not going to have to come right out for it and be in any risk of dying. But of course they don't want him to lane up versus that Raider as
Alliance, they've won the 50-50. They've got the Razor up against the Lifestealer.
That's the dream. It looks like they've spotted something out as Matumbaman is actually moving down to the bottom lane right now. But they're going to see this with this ward they placed down Alliance earlier on. They see this Darkseer walking down, so they might be able to switch things up if they want to.
I think they're probably just going to wait and see. They're probably going to see the Lifestealer bot and then just say, okay, whatever. I mean, we've gained a little bit of advantage in our lane, so we'll just kind of let it be. Spectre's not awful against Lifestealer. Obviously, it would have been better to have the Razor up against him, but you know, whatever will be, will be.
And Miracle on the Morphling versus Quickfoot on the Ember in the middle lane. I feel like this isn't really a particularly one-sided matchup in either way. Of course, Ember not going to be too happy about the magic damage he's going to be receiving from this Morphling here without the Flame Guard to block any magic damage of sorts. But yeah, I don't really see anybody dying here.
The laning stage is definitely more favoured, though. The hero's just super good against Ember, especially in these first few levels.
It's a Morphling.
Yeah, the Morphling's just much better.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing Quickfoot kind of struggle to get in for any CS right now. But Madara getting low, but we'll be okay. Thank you very much, Shadow Word. And yeah, it's kind of difficult for them to really bring Madara down. He's a tanky guy, especially when he hits level 2. We're expecting a point in dispersion. That's just going to make it even harder to bring him down. But Matumbaman asserting his dominance over this bottom lane early on.
GH is... he's trying to do this jungle trick where you deny the range. It's not really a trick anymore, is it? But you deny the range trick, then go to farm in the jungle. But Tiger's just following him around, being as much of a nuisance as possible. You know, trying to take some of this Enigma's XP away.
Yeah, this is a hero I'm going to be keeping an eye on this game as well, because Sand King, we haven't seen him so much recently. Some people try to make him come back into the meta. Alliance definitely want to try and play around with the Sand King and try some new things. But is it going to be effective or not? Well, that remains to be seen. Meanwhile, Quakefair coming very far forwards here in the middle lane just to get that tango. But yeah, still 5 CS to him and 12 to the Morphling so far. So Miracle really starting with a pretty huge advantage up here.
He's having a great time. And we've talked about how good of a Morph game it is. So if he can get off to a good start, it doesn't matter how greedy their draft is. You know, this Morph can just make space if he gets, you know, say an E-Blade at a really good time this game.
Strike forward from Sand King, but he doesn't quite find it. Down in the bottom lane, Madara in some trouble though. Open Wounds is out. Where's this? Well, the Shadow Word is actually on cooldown, but there we go. Does just get enough mana for it now with that clarity. When
you get the level 3 on the Warlock, the heal becomes so much more efficient. So should be okay at that point. Yeah, it's a little bit rough for now, but I think
because that first wave of missed CS though, Matu is still a little bit behind the Spectre, even though it looks like the Spectre's just being completely forced out of this lane. And as you say, they should reach level 3 soon enough, which makes laning quite a lot easier for them.
I feel like this is what Tiger should have done since the start of the game. He's accidentally messed up that pull a little bit, which is unfortunate. But I feel like when you're playing against this Enigma, you just constantly pull on the Sand King. Just be annoying as possible. This Razor can just, you know, deal with the Iron Shell creep. He's not too worried about it.
Alright, so a pretty quiet laning phase to start things off. We're actually yet to get first blood anywhere on the map, but coming up to the 4 minutes mark now. So, you know, that's kind of the nature of the lanes though, right? Like, when you've got a Spectre Warlock lane, you just kind of never expect anything to really happen. And also, same thing with the Darkseer. He rarely dies on a lane, just because of his ridiculous defensive capability and the fact that he's always pushing that lane in.
Yeah, if they can get a Burrow Strike off after he surges, then maybe they get a kill, but it's not very likely. The lanes are very passive all around.
Like for mid, just gonna use its haste rune to grab up the double damage rune off Miracle as well. Running past the tower as well, trying to really grab these creeps right the way back here as Miracle will come over and say hi. Wondering, this is a little bit interesting. Koikva lost in the woods, but he's trying to stack up the wave to make it push
what he's
into him,
trying
and
to
he's
do
going
is
to TP back.
he's basically just upsetting the creep equilibrium. If the creep equilibrium just sits in this river in mid, he's losing the lane really hard. So he's just trying to, you know, rock the apple cart as much as he can. Get the creep wave moving. Just try and get CS with Flame Guard behind the tower.
Yep. Let's see the plan. Take this jungle camp quickly with his double damage rune, then TP himself back in. Meanwhile, Tiger still annoying GH right now as they're actually kind of even on CS because Tiger's just been stealing that many of his jungle creeps. And Mind Control playing around as well. Meanwhile, as the bounty runes come down, doesn't look like anybody's really going to die here as Boxy comes down bottom with the static link, but the Lifesteal is just going to TP himself straight the way up to top. And do the old switcheroo once again. Just even still now, not wanting the Lifesteal to be against this Razor.
This GH Enigma is still only level 2.5 at 5 minutes into the game. It's not as fast as just jungling straight away because you're denying range creeps instead of getting XP from neutrals, but Tiger's doing a really good job of just following him around and matching his XP that he gets.
And there's 3 heroes here, Tiger. Are you okay? I'm not sure if this is... Well, they don't actually have vision for him.
He's fine.
And they do have a sentry on GH, but they don't want to go for this kill. 3 heroes around in the top lane, but Alliance, they're not feeling threatened right now. Have they just agreed not to kill each other for a while? Is this what's going on here? They're very, very chilled here. They're just like, yeah, Sand King behind us, 3 of us here. It's all right.
I mean, we've talked about how greedy both teams are. Maybe they're like the no deny rule. You know, did you ever do that when you used to start playing Dota straight away? You ask your opponent if you just didn't want to deny each other.
Oh, look at that deny. And Sanya on the 60 damage Warlock gets a deny against the ridiculously high damage Miracle in the middle lane. Wow.
That's really early tier 1 taking though. Even if it gets denied, this opens up so much of the map for Miracle to just push forward in. Like you see, he can just enter the dire jungle here, start taking neutrals if he wants. So this is really nice for him.
Just going to be so much control over this map for Liquid now, which is not really how Alliance want to play things, but Miracle's actually invis. He might go for a kill on Koikva here. I'm not sure. Koikva gets blocked, so we know something's up, and the gig is up. And Koikva will get himself under tower, although Miracle's going for it here. Adaptive strike out, but Koikva makes it to the trees, and with the TP in from the Sand King, Miracle will not chase for any more as he goes back to lane. Well, you know, he might not have gotten a kill, but he's still kind of completing his pressure here in the middle lane. Yeah, they're really struggling to punish him, though. We talked about this Ember can't really do anything when he starts morphing. They don't have too much hard lockdown. Not until the Sand King gets a blink and they can initiate on the morph. So I also want to say that taking this tier 1 mid is really important if they want to take Roche at any time, like at any early point in the game. Say if they get like the Enigma Eidolons, Morph can just tank it as well with his really high armor. So could be offering a really good timing for Liquid here. Also, Razor going for the Midas. This is a little bit slower than I was expecting from Alliance. I kind of wanted him to be the tempo-controlling hero, as we said. But then again, on the other side of things, if you do want to be just playing the map the entire time and not really farming at all, then this is a great item because it's going to allow you to keep up with net worth and, you know, not fall behind too much if you just want to be out playing aggressively and playing into Liquid the entire time.
It depends how you want to look at it, right? Like, if you have this Ember Spectre on your team, then yeah, like maybe you want the Razor to be doing more on the map, but as the Razor, you don't really want to fall behind this game. Like, you know, Liquid aren't going to really want to, you know, group up early with this Morph Lifestealer. Their Enigma was going to want to get some items as well, so both teams are kind of just accepting that the game's going to be passive early on. Like, it's 8 minutes and we still don't have a first blood. How often does that happen?
Yeah, this is very feet up gameplay. You know, it's the first game of the day. Let's just take it easy. Yeah, get into the swing of things, but I don't know. I feel the storm is brewing. I feel like Miracle's ready to take off pretty soon. He's going to look towards to get this. He's actually going to Fusel Blade and basically just kick off, hopefully. As Madara, yeah, him and Lifesteal just kind of laying into each other here. One with the heal with the Lifesteal, and the other one just with a Warlock battery behind him. Kuroki, Miracle, and GH are all coming forwards here, though, and well, Alliance do have a decent ward to spot all this out here.
We talked about when they would
just a push.
We talked about when they would give Tiger on this Sand King space, by the way. Look at how much gold he has already towards this blink. It's like when we see these Magnus supports and they kind of just get given a lane to farm up.
Yeah, he's got that energy booster queued up, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just kind of skip it and wait for that blink timing.
Radiant's middle tower is
Liquid
under
looking
attack.
to take this top tower here as they position themselves aggressively around it, basically challenging Alliance to come forwards here. And they have this ward down as well to give them a lot of vision of the surrounding area. Very well set up to try and take this tower as Boxy comes forwards. Will not link with that plasma field though, and Liquid, they're getting the tower pretty low here.
It's very difficult for Liquid to try and force these towers down. They don't really have a great way of doing it. GH hasn't got this Helm of the Dominator yet. He's kind of lacking in farm a little bit just from
Dara in the bottom lane, gonna get open wounds up, and with the Iron Shell as well, is ripping through him pretty quickly there. He's gonna need help, but there's none coming. He does make it to the trees. Oh, the Infest Bomb, it's not quite enough. Still playing around with this. Oh, Dara, did he actually juke that out? Matu's gone the complete wrong way. He expected him to follow the dagger trail. He's gonna get spotted in the trees. Courier, is it bringing anything helpful? The dagger up into the sides. He's still duking it out, but finally they will get this kill as the Iron Shell takes him away. Kuroki comes in as well to help out with that one. Quakefor looking to punish, but I'm not sure there's anything to punish here, to be honest. And they will let them get away with that one. He was duking that for a long time. Did they just not have TPs?
I was just about to ask the same question. I didn't check, but I'm assuming that nobody had a TP. Otherwise, I'd be livid if I was the Spectre. Cheeky 10-minute first blood, by the way. That's
yeah, 10-minute first blood. That's the latest I've ever seen, I think. As Tiger, maybe not that much. I don't know. Got some pretty slow games in my time. And Tiger, I think he was just like, yeah, I'm not TPing. I'm staying top to get my Blink Dagger.
Miracle's still trying to get this top tier 1 being forced in. They've got the catapult, so would have been nice for them to try and use that, but fortunately, it just gets Midas up by the Razor.
No real commitment to this push anymore.
They really need the level 6 on the Warlock to start making plays here, and they need this blink on the Sand King as well. When they get those two things between them, they can absolutely just take these 5-on-5 team fights. But until then, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, they have put Insania mid for the time being to try and get him that level 6 and getting the ability to get in and get some violence. Also liking the max fatal bonds here as well. Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about how good of a fatal bonds game it is with all their AoE damage, so definitely want to be maxing that one first. You'll probably see him just leave the 2 points in Shadow Word now and just max the fatal bonds, then max up the upheaval afterwards.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Boxy could be in some trouble here as the Frostbite comes out. We'll be able to make it back to the tower, though, and the epicenter as well, going to scare them away for the time being. So there's not going to be any advance from Liquid, although I say that. Miracle's coming forwards. He still wants to try and go for the cheeky adaptive strike. He's just about going to be in range. Oh, 50 HP on Boxy, but Miracle will not find it. And let's say another failed kill, but another tower in the bottom lane as Mind Control gets bottom lane. I don't think top tower is very long for this world as they get started on it. And Kuroki's... just...
They don't have any detection, so they're basically just saying, maybe we'll get you.
Well, Observes and Sentries are delivered, but they're in the backpack, so Tiger's is going to TP away from this one. GH already used the Midnight Pulse.
I was really hoping GH would just black hole there to try and cancel the TP, I'll be honest. That was...
That would have been the alpha male play.
Yeah, until you miss it, just because he just got his TP off before, then everyone just laughs at you then.
True. But that's the thing. If you do land it, then you're just a complete, yeah, I knew, no problems.
He's actually skipping the Helm of Dom on the Enigma this game, just going straight for a pipe instead. That's interesting. Obviously, it is a very good pipe game up against all this magic damage from the Warlock, the Sand King, even the Ember and the Razor as well. So. I also think that when you see this Midas on the Razor, it kind of destroys what the Helm of Dom really wants to do. You can just, Midas that creep, get free 200 gold every time, so... Kind of a wasted item at that point if you build it.
Yeah, and also, he's this 4 position. He is not farm priority. He's not going to be getting that much, so he does just want to get the pipe up earlier than he would do without.
There you go.
So he just takes the creep. Yep.
That's exactly why you don't want to build the Helm of Dom. I love it when you say
You're so optimistic about that.
They just do it for you straight away.
Illustrate it for you. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? That Centaur, so full of optimism, he goes charging, surged into the enemy team, and then just immediately dies. Put out of its misery. Golly. All right, let's have a look at, I don't know, farm CS to see what's going on here. So we have the Razor, unsurprisingly, doing pretty well on the old CS charts and doing pretty well on net worth as well, especially with this Midas going to be paying itself off soon. Heading towards this mechanism, maybe going for the full Greaves here as he's still got brown boots.
There is a blink on the Sand King, and Warlock's got a smoke on him.
All right. Level 6 on Warlock. Yep, this feels like a timing to me. This feels like the timing which Alliance have been looking for this game with this draft, and they're looking towards middle lane. Miracle would be a great target, but a hard one to bring down.
Oh, there's an Invis rune, though.
Oh. They are
Gaben,
gonna be...
please.
Yeah, that's difficult, but there's 4 heroes running in the top lane onto Razor here. Boxy could be in some trouble as Matu comes surging in. He's going to notice multiple people here, immediately going in with a static link and forcing Matumaman back. Frostbite comes out, Boxy's still looking forward, and these 4 heroes are actually backing off now. I think this is just pure respect. They're saying, all right, we know that you've got level 6 on Warlock. I'm not quite sure they'll predict the Blink Dagger on Sand King,
Dire's top tower.
but they definitely know there's
that.
ultimates up.
They'll have seen that he still has brown boots on the Sand King, though, so they'll be expecting him to have a blink at some point relatively soon, you know, whether it's now or in a couple of minutes. So they will be a little bit more wary, I imagine. It's just a shame that Morphling picked up an Invis rune there, otherwise that could have been the biggest kill on the map at the moment for Alliance.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, do you want to use Golem and for... Yeah, you absolutely do. Never mind, I'll answer my own question there. Oh, Burrow Strike in. Tiger, they're going for Matumaman here. He's going to pop the Rage. They also get the Bounty Rune, so no matter what happens, they already get that at least. Boxy coming forwards. He's managed to steal 87 damage here. Now Madara roots in it as well as the Rage has already been used, and they will be able to tear Matumaman apart. Looking towards Kuroki now as he TPs in on Miracle as well. Turning into the Ember Spirit and fighting up into Koipa here with the Adaptive Strike on the waveform. It is too much damage, but in comes the Golem with the Fatal Bonds as well. It's so much damage for the Black Hole to turn it around. Miracle just standing and fighting his ground as they take down Tiger. Now looking towards Foxy as well. GH in the trees, dropping low. Will be able to get himself away, but the Fatal Bonds and the hit from Madara finishes the job. Meanwhile, Koipa backs himself away, and that is going to be 3 heroes dead on the side of Liquid here. Alliance taking a great fight with this level 6 timings. That's what they were looking for.
That's the engagement they were looking for, but they have to be super careful now. They've used Haunt, they've used the Golem, they've used the Epicenter. They have nothing now for the next 2 minutes or so, and they have to be super careful about what they do in these next 2 minutes. Now, Liquid are going to want to try and be really aggressive here. You see Miracle in the mid lane already pushing forward. Yeah,
they're looking for Madara. Madara out of mana. Boxy going to come in and help kind of scare them away now as that Rage up on the Matumaman going to force back Boxy as well. So everybody just kind of playing around each other here. You can tell they're kind of spooked.
Yeah, they've just got to be trying to make something happen here on Liquid. Yes, they use Black Hole. And they got a return kit on the Sand King at least, but I guess Liquid aren't too worried about just farming up still. I mean, nobody's worried about farming up this game, are they? They're all just...
No. Even Boxy's hanging back with his Midas like, yep, this is cool by me.
Really, like, action-packed game between, like, Liquid Alliance... Like, these 2 teams come up against each other, our first qualifier of the major, and they just...
You're going to get it.
Farm.
You're going to get it. It's going to be 35 minutes in, but they will start fighting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I wish one of those games which is trying to follow these late game team fights, because there's going to be some crazy things going on.
Thanks. I'll do my best, but yeah, there's a lot of ultimates coming down. You know, like in most games in casting, you're like, oh, good, there's an Enigma, so I have to focus on the Black Hole. And this game, it's like, oh, I have to focus on the Black Hole. Oh, and the Golem as well. Oh, and don't forget the Epicenter. And
something I want to point out here,
obviously,
by the way.
Crystal Maiden ulti. Never forget.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Huge
the 20 armor, dude. How do you kill her?
True. Literally unkillable. Matsu here, being chased down. He's used Rage. I don't think they realize this, though. They're trying to bait the Rage out of him, and he doesn't have it, but that's kind of the best bait of all, I guess. Matsu dropping low, yeah, toggling through that armor, somehow surviving this engagement. The Slayer Fist will not get lucky. Meanwhile, Tiger goes down in the middle lane as a 3-man rotation from Liquid. Finds that kill.
Something I want to point out quickly as well is this Ember skill build. You tend to see this max Slayer Fist build now, but the common thing to do at the moment is just to keep 2 points in chains. If you look at the cooldown of both skills, Chains has a 12-second cooldown at level 2, and Sleight of Fist has a 6-second cooldown at level 4. So basically, you can alternate between using a Sleight of Fist just to harass, and then a Sleight of Fist to use Chains afterwards.
Oh, wow, that's some great maths there.
Nice numbers.
Yeah. Never noticed that before. Thank you.
Learning with Mo Farah, it's fine.
So mind control on this Darkseer. Oh yeah, don't forget the wall as well, which hasn't actually leveled up yet, which is pretty common on the Darkseer. Wait until, although usually you get a point at level 11, but apparently mind control even
you do sometimes, but this game it's not a great wall game. Like there's not really anybody that you care about stealing from. It's not like anybody's built a pipe or anything either, or like some kind of aura item. I guess the Greaves on Razor is like okay, but
yeah.
You're going to have your own Greaves on the Darkseer anyway soon. So.
Yeah, that's true. And let's just do a quick recap of the items as Quakever's still struggling to come back into this game. Look at how far down he is on the network. I think he's 6th. Oh, Burrow Strike in. They've got the Crystal Maiden, but in a black hole for a response from GH. And then Mike cancelled up by the Golem. Kuroki's still surviving through this somehow as a Horde comes out, but it's Quakever who's getting low in the middle. Will have to get himself away from this one, but there's a wall coming in from behind. Tiger's going to go down as well as Quakever. And Matuma looking for Insania. Meanwhile, on the backside of the fight, they will be able to force out the rest as Mind Control finishes off Insania. No big surprise there. And now, well, Boxy's still fighting up with Matuma here as he goes in for the blocks and now chasing forwards. The Sleight of Fist and the chains come out. Boxy will purge him off quickly with the Guardian's Greaves, but I don't think he's getting out of this one. Chasing him on the tower here. The lightning, all the lightning in the world's not going to save you here, buddy. Down he goes. Miracle gets the kill, and Liquid take a murderous fight in the middle lane. And don't forget, this was the Golem fight. They didn't get Epicenter off, but this was a fight where they dropped the Golem, the Horn, everything was used, and they still lost the fight.
This is going to be a tier 2 then into a Roche, I imagine, here from Liquid.
This is, yeah.
I mean,
is detrimental.
you can just carry on farming up and putting on the aggression if you want, but I know when the Warlock Golem's down, especially, I think taking the Roche fight would be so much easier. One thing we haven't talked about this game, by the way, is obviously the Golem interaction against the black hole. So it's really difficult for GH to actually ever get a black hole off. So I'd be very surprised if he built like Blink BKB at any point this game, because the Golem obviously pierces the magic community anyway. So
yeah. Is he kind of using it here to just kind of get it used out of the way nice and quickly before it can be kind of used to maybe get a kill on a core? If you're using it to cancel Black Hole and he doesn't really want to use Black Hole anyway if the Golem's up, then...
Yeah, you kind of just...
Kind of a weird one.
I mean, there's no point in just not throwing it. So you might as well just, you know, try and lock somebody down, at least force the Golem out, and maybe a point Alliance don't really want to use it.
Exactly, yeah. Well, they are getting to work on Roshan fairly quickly with this double damage room on the Morphling as well. And they'll be going down very, very fast. And this is going to be now an Aegis on Miracle as well, as this Morphling is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He's not afraid. He's just going to wave up onto the high ground. Did they even have vision of that? They did not. He's cool. He's feeling confident.
I don't know if you saw in the last team fight as well, Madara popped Haunt on the Spectre, and he started to go on Kuroki. And then Kuroki popped Freezing Field. And that was it. He couldn't kill him anymore.
If Wraith would used Plasma Field there, they would have got an Aegis, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, the Burrow Strike came out when the Morphling was on full Agi, and they just... I don't know.
They're just chilling. They got a farm, dude. Everyone's got a farm this game.
Well, except Madara, who's hanging out in the trees.
He's just chilling. What's GH building next? That's what I don't know. Oh, he's actually building BKB. That's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, it's still okay against all the magic damage coming out from Alliance's side, but I guess when the Darks is building utility items as well, you're kind of overlapping with what you want to build.
Pipe into BKB. This guy does not like magic.
Anti-mage?
Is that you? Oh, bottom lane. They're going on to Madara here with the Breathing Field coming out as well. Burrow Strike will cancel it, but Mind Control just hitting him down here with the Ion Shell. But Madara will make it into the trees. They turn their attention to Tiger instead as Miracle blows him up with an Adaptive Strike. Tanking taken care of, and Liquid get a kill in the bottom lane, but it's not quite the one they wanted. But Madara did TP in. Oh, he actually doesn't have a TP in his inventory at all. So he's going to be sitting here for a good while whilst he gets that Spectral Dagger back up.
Yeah, they've been really struggling to make things happen on Alliance here. Like, apart from if they can get these good 5-on-5 engagements, and they have really good team fights, but in terms of like single pick-offs, it's really difficult for them to ever get anything done, it feels like, because they're so scared to do things while their ultimates are down.
Bottom tower gonna fall, go the way of Miracle. Are they looking for high ground here? They're not slowing down here. This is worrying for Alliance. I don't think they're equipped to defend this one just yet.
I mean, they have their Aegis still. Or Link just got used and it got cancelled by the Linkens on the Morph, so...
Ooh, yeah, that's certainly going to help things. 22 seconds until this Link is back up, but they don't have a creep wave to work with on Alliance. Oh no, Liquid, sorry.
This Razor feels so underwhelming for the start that he had. He's like second in net worth, but he just has Greaves, Midas. Like, he can't really do too much on the map. He can't really play aggressively.
Foxy,
look at that.
Maybe in some trouble here, but no. Lincoln's going to force back the side of Liquid here as they're just focusing on this tower right now, and the tier 3 is just gone. Burrow Strike through onto 2. That's a nice opening here. It's a Fatal Bond's coming out as well, doing a ton of damage to the 2 cores here, but they can just kind of heal up pretty quickly. Tiger's blown up on the sidelines. Miracle just finding hit after hit with the Adaptive Strikes.
Tiger just trying to be cheeky, play in the trees, but vanished.
The interesting thing is that they still didn't drop Golem for that, because those 2 cores on the front lines, they just weren't going to get those kills. Matuma Man coming forward. Boxy being eaten up here. So much damage coming out from this, guys. As they blow up one, they look towards the Ember Spirit as well. Frostbite, and that's another kill going the way of Liquid here. Just killing Alliance inside their own base right now. 9k gold advantage coming up on them, and Insania dared to come out of base. Goodbye, Warlock as well. Liquid going to town here. Or should I say Miracle going to town here. And his team just backed them up perfectly.
They still have the Golem, like they didn't even drop it in that whole fight. They still have Epicenter as well. They just can't find these openings that they want on Alliance to be able to get these big engagements.
Yeah, you can tell.
My controller GH are just hanging back, ready for the counter initiation.
Of course, and if you use that Golem for the initiation, then Enigma's just like, oh, alrighty, thank you very much. I finally get myself a free black hole.
I mean, ideally, you really want to be initiating with the Sand King and then using this Golem as kind of like the anti-black hole spell, but it's so difficult. Like
Yeah, I mean, that's what they tried last time, and the Lifestealer and the Morphling just lived through the entire thing, and now they're missing 2 lanes of racks, and Insania just being jumped in again. Miracle under the 2 falls right now. The rest of the team backed out, but he is going in. Bow Strike comes through. Morphling taking damage, but just not nearly enough. There's a Haunt even coming out here from the Dire. He's going on the back line, but will get Black Hole. They get him to finish off the kill onto GH, but now Frostbite up. The Spectre just taken out alive. The Epicenter coming through, doing a bit, but not enough. Tiger melted as well. Boxy trying to run himself away. The last surviving member of Alliance. He's going to get beat down as well. Doesn't look like there's any hope left for the Alliance squad as Liquid go in for the tier 4s right now. Oh my god. Liquid, they just flipped the switch. They saw their timings and they dismantled Alliance piece by piece. And Mind Control bullet trumps them back inside their base.
Yeah, interesting game. I mean, both teams obviously wanting to just get their farm up and going. Alliance, it felt like they didn't really make a play on the map, if that makes sense. Like, all 3 of their cores all game just felt like they wanted to just farm. Like, you saw, like, this Lifestealer just running into the jungle sometimes, or, like, Morphling just trying to make aggressive plays on the map when he took that mid-tier 1 really early on, but we didn't ever really see the Razor running in or the Ember just running in trying to kill people off with a +1. Like, if this Sand King Ember go and smoke up or something and try and find a pick-off, it might have worked. And I feel like a big turning point in that game was, unfortunately, when Morphling picked up the Invis Rune. That was pretty sad.